Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. This is a redo or a reinforcement video. I have to bring this back out because, like, you got to understand, like, what's going on around this place. Like, they give you all these movies with angels and elves and demons and fairies and gnomes and little pointed eared creatures that do magic. It's all real, folks. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm just take a look. I'm gonna show you some craziness with these entities right here. Okay? That's one entity right there. It's another one right there. Okay? We're gonna zoom in on this guy right here. And I'm gonna show you something, folks. You see the being right here? It's some type of gnome or elf or fairy. You see his eyeball, you see his nose, you see his mouth, he has a pointed ear. He's wearing a pointed hat. Here's his body. Here's his arm extending down, and he has a little hand and a glove. Look like he's wearing a mitt with the thumb. And I'm going to pull down the light and let that resonate so you can see it. And you can see his little body right here. And there's something in front of him with a point on it. And here he is. I'm telling you, folks, this stuff is supernatural. Believe it or not. And I'm here to show you. Okay, then we're going to zoom in on this character right here. That looks like the cowardly lion from the Wizard of Oz. I'm going to zoom in on him tight. So you can see that it has an afro. It's wearing sunglasses. You see his nose. It's an animal nose with a black tip on it. Like a cat. And here's his mouth. And his mouth is dark. Like a clown face. I can't make this stuff up, folks. Here's his bush. Or crazy looking hairstyle. The sunglasses. The nose, the mouth. And here's his collar going around his neck. Let's hold that in tight and play with the light so you can see it. It's exactly everything I just said. This is going to be a quick video just showing you some of the stuff that's going on out here. Okay? And then right above him, if we pull out slightly, you see the little elfin type creature that's right above him. And then we go out here, we have other entities and beings with arms, legs, heads, and faces. We'll adjust the light and the focus. Okay. Now we're zooming on this other character right here. That looks like the Jester or some type of genie. Now I know Matlock Soap mentioned a lot of these things are jinn or smoke demons. She's not wrong. But this right here looks like some type of genie or clown or jester. You see his eye has the pyramid on it like it's been drawn on with makeup or paint. His head is right here. You see the light hitting it. His other eye is on the side right here. It's almost a side profile. You see his cheek. You see his nose. You see his mouth. And you can see he has some type of illumination on his nose or white ball. I'll hit the focus and play with the light and then let it come through. Look at that. Very visible. Everything I just described. Looks like some type of humanoid creature looking up. And you see the point on his nose, the ball. Let's get the focus right. Zoom out to give you some perspective of where this entity is. And you can see its body. That's the head. There's the crazy looking elf with the pointed ear and pointed hat. The crazy looking, cowardly lion looking entity with the afro and glasses on. And then we have this clown looking entity right here. Clearly looking up. Zoom out. Show you. Going in tonight, folks. Strap your seatbelt in for 2020. And I'm going to show you the picture as it is. Everything I just showed is right here. Now stay with me while I zoom in. Everything I just showed is right there, minus this creature's body. The elf, the lion-looking being with sunglasses on. The elf. And the genie. Wearing the genie hat and everything. Now let's move forward. I'm going to show you how creation is done. How these entities create each other through sound. You see this creature right here that looks like a lizard? He has his mouth wide open. Here's his eye. You can see the spikes on his back that looks like some type of iguana. Here are his legs. This entity is coming out of his mouth. You can see the tricep muscles of the creature pushing out. Then he has another entity coming out of his mouth. And it's some type of horned being. Now I'm going to let that sink in. Adjust the light so you can see exactly what I just said. Seeing is believing. Look at the tricep muscles of this entity right here in his neck. You can see literally the back of the arm. The elbow bend pushing out of this creature's mouth. And people, feel free to screenshot any of this at any given time. Pause, screenshot. It's exactly what I'm telling you. Look at the spikes on the back of the iguana or lizard-like creature. Look at the detail in his legs, tail. And we go up the line, it's full of faces and beings. Look at this dog face entity right here. And then another face right here. Let's go to the one on the top. And then this one. See how they're stacked on top of each other? And this creature right here, they're riding on it. I'm going to show you the face. Here's the eyeball right here. See it? Follow my pen. The other eyeball is on this side. It has one horn here, secondary horn there. Same on each side. Consistency, folks. It's a living creature. Here's its head, its mouth, and its neck. It looks like E.T. from the movie. You can see the expression on his face. And they're riding on the back of it. Let's go here, because they give you movies with creatures like this in it. And you can see it for yourself. that this looks like some type of masked humanoid creature with some type of helmet or hood on. You see his eyes, his nose, and his face clearly. And it's holding or interacting with this entity right here that I know to be an angel from the type of visual stuff that I do. I'll hold that in tight. I'm showing you people in the sky, folks. You can see his cheeks, his nose, his mouth, and he's wearing a hood, and his eyes are cut out. There's his arm extending. The angel's right here extending, touching his face. Just let that sink in. Like, share, and subscribe. They don't want these type of videos to go viral. They destroy the system that they have in play. More vessels, living vessels, creatures moving through the atmosphere with other entities and beings spewing all out around it, flying in unison with it. Let's zoom in and take a look. See these living creatures, folks. When you see eyeballs staring back at you and faces, come on. Better wake up. Living creature, you see his eye and everything. Horn coming out the side of his face, nose. Creature you never saw before on Earth. Yeah, and look at that. That's the ship. A living creature with people on the outside of it. Unbelievable. The living creatures that's right above us. You can see it for yourself, folks. That's all anatomical. Arms, heads, legs. This guy's wearing a goddamn suit. You can see the vector or V-shaped collar. You see his head right there. It looks like here's his wings. It's a war going on above you. And it's not for anything of material, man-made, or matter that comes from this shithole. It's all about your light, your soul, your energy. That's it. Nothing more. That's the only thing that's worth anything here. And whatever they do to your physical vessel if you're melanated. But when I leave this vessel, I don't care anything about it. It's done. More living creatures. Entities and beings. You see the hats, the faces, the collars, the arms, the uniforms and suits that they're wearing. It's intelligent, folks. Like they got up and got dressed this morning. Nothing but total dysfunction down here, and that's the way it's supposed to be. It's all an illusion. They tell you they do this and they do that, and then they stab you in the back. That's what this place is. Hell. That's why we have to have laws and rules and all these things. You got to tell somebody not to hurt a child, not to go around and kill people and shoot and rob and murder. You see the face of the living creatures. They watch all this stuff down here. Because this is where you're supposed to be, right in the pit. Thinking you live in a place where you're supposed to be rich and successful and have tons of money and women and fame. That's Satanism, folks, at a high level. There only could be love. That's it. And righteousness. Nothing else. You see the entities and beings up here. I mean, come on. You see the head, the legs, the arms out. This guy's sitting in a chair. like he's doing something to his head. Yeah, listen to what I just said, because that's what it was. Yeah. Entities and beings everywhere. Come on, you could clearly see this man sitting in a chair, and this creature or entity is doing something to his head. Let me show you some of the winged creatures if they translate through. This one out here. Pull down the light. And then you'll see the collage of faces that are in the mix. People and beings on the edge. I mean, come on. If you can't clearly see the face of that entity or creature, you need to go see the eye doctor. Because that's clearly some type of giant chicken looking beast. Looks like a rooster. You see his beak, you see the feathers on the top of the head, you see his eye, and gigantic body. And you see humanoid entities standing behind it. Unbelievable. I'm here to show you though. See the chicken head? I know, sounds crazy. But if you look at it and understand it, and you'll wake up. Yeah, folks. See if I got something else here. Got an extreme crop of the entities giving life to one another, spawning out of the mouth of the lizard or the iguana. Iguana, life coming from his mouth. Horned creatures spawning out of his mouth. This is a quick vid right here, folks. And I think we're just going to take it home with the cowardly lion right here. With the afro and sunglasses. You know? And I might even throw the elf in there with him. With the pointed hat. The ear, pointed ear, the eye, nose, and you see his body right here. He's holding something. See it? It has a point on it. It's like he's holding a pot. That's him right there. There's the cowardly lion. That's the face of the genie. Let me see if I can get all three in there on the ride home. Peace, love, and light. One love. Like, share, subscribe. And like I said before, it could be nothing but love. That's it. Look at that guy with the sunglasses on. Too cool. But we're going to let it ride home. So you can screenshot it at the end of your video and look at it and see, damn, Riz is talking that real stuff. Showing real stuff. Peace, love, and light. One love.